Grover, senior at UNC Chapel Hill. I was born in India, and then I moved to Dubai when I was 10 years old. And it's one thing just saying that, another thing experiencing it, because you see, moving from a small city to a hyper-developed one, it really hits you because you see in one place there's so much, there's abundance of wealth, and in another place, people are struggling to make both ends meet. And that really did hit me. So I got really into philanthropy. But don't get it twisted, I don't have any money to give, but it was more of campaigns that we started through my high school. So I was involved in student government and I used to play soccer for my high school. So what we did was we started charging students a small fee to take part in a soccer tournament. And that money was channeled through Dubai Cares to students in low economically developed countries. So that was really a noble cause, but it was sort of the turning point in my life where I realized there's other things that I can do. I always wanted to, be a doctor because I'm brown. But apart from that, it was more of the environmental situations that I was in. I didn't obviously realize this at the time. And the school that I went to was a CBSE school. So we did pre-med in high school and then went straight to med school. So I applied and I got into med school in the UK, but I wasn't ready for that. I didn't know if I wanted to spend 7 years of my life if I'm not sure about something. So I ended up at UNC and I'm very happy that I did because now I'm studying something completely different. I'm majoring in physics with a concentration in quantitative finance and then a second major in interdisciplinary studies with a minor in computer science. So it's like completely off of medicine. I also really enjoy building things, especially if they're like Arduino-based electronic products. I've always had a passion for that kind of stuff. When I was 15, I used to build radios and sell them to my neighbors, and I really enjoy monetizing stuff that I've created. So when I moved to North Carolina from Dubai, I didn't know anyone here, and it was a complete culture shock. All I saw was, these kids love to party, and I don't understand it. I do love it now, but at the time I was pretty, shocked and surprised. But what I did notice is that there were no bars or clubs here in the area that could fulfill the need. There was still a big market for that. Students wanted to go to nicer clubs, try different things, and I noticed that. So I started organizing trips through a transportation company. So we would take 100 students each month from Chapel Hill to Raleigh, and we'd take them clubs there. And it was just a side hustle, but because of that, I made a lot of valuable connections and eventually got an opportunity to invest in a restaurant on the main street, Franklin Street, in Chapel Hill with 5 other graduate students at UNC. So that was really exciting. We opened a restaurant/bar near campus.
Rose gold seat on a fucking helicopter, double C, no Chanel, cause she's bad, bad, bad. Riding Kawasaki, I can cup you in the Rari, let you ride it, then you rap, and you're bad, bad, bad. No plan, no Atari, I won't play with you for nothing, I can eat you like hibachi, cause you bad, bad, bad. I just took the doors, all the guinea, now I'm riding, and I'm sliding in the sideways, now she call me.
But I noticed another opportunity when I went back over the summer. My brothers, I have a younger brother, and his friends were paying a very hefty rate for tutoring for the SATs and ACEs. And I noticed that, you can get the same kind of tutors in India for much cheaper, and the flight tickets aren't that expensive. So I started flying tutors from India to Dubai after doing some research, and that really took off as a side hustle. But, a few months in, we realized that this needs to be official on paper because you can't operate a business without actually having business licenses. So we did the first round of seed funding for that, and we raised $100,000 for that company. And now we have an office in Dubai. We do tutoring, and we also do back-end data tracking for student profiles to match if there's a correlation between a student profile, their demographic information, other information, and the learning strategies. So after graduating, I'm hopefully gonna go to grad school. I wrote the GRE a few weeks ago, got my letters of recommendation, and I'm applying currently. My application is going in 2 to 3 weeks. And so yeah, that's the plan, to graduate, then spend 6 to 7 months before my grad program starts trying to build a venture. And I know that's a small time frame, very short time frame, but I do believe in the Parkinson's law that work expands to fill the time that you allot. And 6 months doesn't sound like enough time to build something, but I feel like at this day and age it is possible. So if it works out, it works out.